Yo, what's good, guys? So today we're going to talk about some myths in growing in music. Number one, probably the most obvious, is that talent is enough. Talent can only take you so far, and talent alone probably won't take you that far at all. I don't want to drag this out. I mean, I have a bunch of videos about this topic, so I feel like you have to say it though. Number two, you have to have a bunch of connections and a bunch of money to go up in music, which is just not true. I will say though, if you have connections, yeah, it will make it easier. If you have a bunch of money to blow on just music, then yeah, it will make it easier, but definitely not a prerequisite. And real quick, if you're really stuck up on this and you do think that you need connections to succeed, go out there and make some connections. I mean, it's not like the only connections that you can have is from birth or like nepotism. It's not true. Get active in your city, get active online, go to shows, you'll be good. The third myth is you have to have an expensive studio or software or equipment and perfect mixing and all that. No, it's just not true. The next myth is that you can't do what works and be on TikTok and all that shit without sacrificing authenticity. The truth is though, you can do what works, you can learn the things that work and then implement it into your content with keeping all of your authenticity, right? This next myth might give you guys a little bit of hope for the older people in my audience. You don't have to be like 16 to make it in music. There's so many artists that blow up way later, and if you didn't blow up while you're like 20, it doesn't matter, bro. Also, for artists that blow up when they're a little bit older, they tend to have a lot more longevity and discipline, and they understand what works a little bit more. They know how to deal with the situations that come up in music, so yeah. A 25-year-old artist will navigate a label deal 100 times better than a 17-year-old any day of the week. Another myth is that consistency is enough, which I'm gonna make a whole nother video on this soon, so I'm just gonna leave this here. The next myth is that every artist that blows up is lucky. If you have this mentality, try everything you can to get over it, because like you're too far gone if you don't. The next myth is that you need a label if you really want to go for it. Not true at all. A great example here is Cemetery. He's independent, he actually has his own label, and you know, he is outshining so many different artists that are signed, or like he's on the exact same level with artists that are signed. Yeah, he is kind of an outlier example, but I'm gonna be real, like 1 million monthly listeners, you don't have to be even close to that to have a real fan base and do shows and all the things that you want to do. I used him because he's an extreme example of what can happen if you're independent. I mean, also look at Lil B, one of the most influential rappers ever, and he's independent. And I'm gonna be real, like I think if Lil B's main goal was to be like this crazy popular touring artist, he would have done it by now. But I mean, if you know anything about Lil B, it is more about kind of spreading a message. And the last myth is that success comes quick if you're doing everything right. I guess it really depends on what your definition of quick is. I mean, in my opinion, I think that if you only started making music like 5 years ago and you were already doing your first shows, like opening for people, in my opinion, that is a very quick come up. Like, there's this dude I know that recently did his first show, and it wasn't like crazy big. I think there was like 50 people there, but he only started making music in 2024. I think it was like the end of 2024. So he came up pretty fucking quick, and that is real success in my opinion. Alright guys, if you want to work with me one-on-one, check the pinned comment, check the description, all that. I'll see you guys later. Peace.